and welcome to a brand new episode of Coming Distractions. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
Oh.
All right, guys, we're back. This episode, we're going to review Borat's subsequent movie film, Delivery of Prodigious Bride to American Regime for Make Benefit Once Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan, or simply known as Borat 2. This is obviously starring Sacha Baron Cohen as Borat, and Maria Bakalova, who's playing his daughter. Her name is Tutor. So this movie picks up after the events, I guess 10 years later after the events of the original Borat, where we find Borat is in prison and they have a plan to sort of send him back to the U.S. to make good on his name. Now, Micah, you had never seen a Borat movie, and so you watched Borat 1 and 2 back to back. So I will go to you first, overall, and what you think of the character, and then your thoughts on this movie.
I don't like to throw around the word genius, right? But this is this piece of performance art is pretty goddamn close to it. I watched 3 hours of Borat and I did not get tired of it. I ended the first one and I'm thinking to myself, like, why hasn't like China come and taken us over? and then I watched the second one and I'm like, yeah, China probably just doesn't think it's worth it.
Fair enough.
It took me a while to kind of believe that this was actually real, right? Because not that I don't believe people act this way, but I don't see it because, I live in like a civilized society. And to see, well, yeah, I think I do. Yeah. But to see people like actually the way they act when they think nobody cares is amazing.
Yeah.
And this film shines a light on what America is, and it does it in a humorous way, which is what I really, really like about it. We try to do that. We, especially on black cinema, like we joke and have fun, but like we will tell you about our opinions on, life through a movie. And I thought the first film was great. It was silly, and you could tell it was of the time, right? But this second movie is amazing to me, and the second movie is even more like on the nose, right? Like it hits you. It has an agenda even more so than the first movie, believe it or not. But the way it's done is incredible. And I really, really enjoyed them. These movies each get like a 4 out of 5 for me. Okay. I really enjoyed them.
All right. Terrence, your thoughts?
I don't think I've ever seen the entirety of the first one.
Oh, really?
No, I actually haven't. I've seen bits and pieces of it. And from what I saw, I'm like, this is incredibly silly. But like, people are morons. But watching the entirety of this second one, and because we live in the time we live in, like I said, it's on the nose. And Sacha Baron Cohen, he pretty much like hates Republicans.
he finds them incredibly dangerous.
Like the Republican Party at this point. And he flashed that light directly in their faces. They say sunlight is the best disinfectant. Will this change anyone's mind on people? Maybe Rudy Giuliani, but the majority of them, no. But the people like liberals, we already know these people are morons, right, and idiots. But the way in which he does it and just lets them be themselves, because they think he's an idiot, is just perfect, right? Like they just show their ass, and it's a shame. It's just sad, but it's very funny at the same time and very just gross at the same time as well. But it's a great movie. Like it's really good. Anybody like we know what it is. Like Micah said, it's like a 4 out of 5 for me. It's the dude is a smart guy.
Yeah, he's
and
actually
the fact that he's able to get away with it, and people are like, "That's fine. You can put that up there." Because you got to sign a waiver, right?
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself out there
I'm not showing my face.
Like, no, you got to blur this out.
I'm not showing my face.
Yeah, I don't. That's the one thing I would like to dig into how that works, right?
Yeah,
because
that's my thing. Like, there's no way, right? You can't be that stupid. But then again, I guess I don't know. I need to know how that actually works,
right?
When it's finished shooting and like you're like, yeah, we're making a movie, and we would like to put you in it. After all of the wild shit you said or did, I'd be like, nah.
Or is it like, hey, we signed this waiver, we're making this movie, but they don't tell them but they can't tell them what it actually is, right?
Or it says it, but they don't read it.
Or it's in the fine print and no one
and they don't read it. Yeah, because the abortion clinic guy, he doesn't really think that. Come on,
his actions in that scene were pretty horrendous.
Yeah,
they're pretty horrendous.
That's exactly it. It was gross.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. So look, I had seen the first one obviously, and I saw the first one in theaters, and I laughed myself damn near sick. Like I was having a blast. And this one felt very similar. And you guys are both right. It's aiming much more specific at a thing, right? Like where the first one was like, conservatives are crazy. And you're just like, wow, I can't believe that. Where this one is like, we are aiming to embarrass Mike Pence. Like basically was the original goal. And that goal shifted. And the shifted goal worked perfectly. But as far as like the way the film handles, like, you know, it's shot basically on a handy cam, right? Like, so how it's shot is almost irrelevant, right? It's supposed to be kind of guerrilla, almost like guerrilla marketing, in style. But Cohen is brilliant in that he can remove people's barriers and just let them be themselves to their own destruction. Or in some cases, in the rare cases in this movie, show that some people when they don't realize they're really being watched are just good people. Like they're just genuinely good people.
Yeah.
And there's only one. Only one.
Only one.
Yeah.
Guess the race.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess the race
and gender.
Right.
Oh,
good Lord.
And it's that ability to sort of remove people's natural barriers to strangers it takes a level of like really good acting that he somehow is able to pull off in this goofball character. But I also think it exposes people for who they truly are. Like this is as close to a documentary with those kind of people that you're going to get. That's honest, right? Because even if you go, hey, we're interviewing you for a documentary, some people will be like, oh, well, I'm going to straighten up and be more like upstanding than I naturally would if I'm just hanging out with my friends. But not these people because you're catching them off guard. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like a 4 out of 5. If you enjoyed Borat 1, you would 100% enjoy this. If you're not a fan of the current administration, you'll love it. If you're on the left side politically, you'll love it. It's crass and ridiculous and everything you'd expect from an extreme Sacha Baron Cohen character. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. So, any parting words? I mean, I think we kind of said everything we needed to.
Yeah, I'm just dumbfounded how he is able to pull this off. It is so interesting on like like a human psychology level,
Right.
and just like on a filmmaking level, like everything. Like I wonder if they just shoot the scenes with the people first and then shoot the scenes where they fill in like the story.
Yeah.
Right. Like I have my dad put a baby in me. This is in the trailer. My dad put a baby in me, and and I want it out. And like that's what they tell this abortion clinic guy. And when he's not an abortion clinic guy, he's like a you know,
he's like a religious guy.
Yeah, this religious place where you go and where pregnant women go because they think it's an abortion clinic, and they're like, no, you're gonna have that baby, and then
right. They basically guilt them into having the children via religion.
And but do they shoot that scene first and then, but because he already has the story in his head, then they go back and shoot, like, or do they shoot it, figure out like what they get from it, and then craft a story around it? Like,
I'd like to think that's the way they do it, right? Because it's so perfect, like in the way that things like tie in together.
Yeah. So yeah, I loved it. All
right. Terrence, any parting words?
Not really. There were just some really disturbing scenes, like the ball, and not even the dance. Like the
at the ball, like with the
I was like, "Are you kidding me, yo?" Like, no, white people are wild.
Yeah, I mean that whole thing where the guy's like, "Yeah, we like pretty girls down here." I'm like, this is incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's
yeah. That guy needs to be investigated. Seriously.
Right. All of them. Dude.
All of them.
And everything that you're reading about Rudy Giuliani, 100%, he was about to do it.
Yes.
He was 100%. 100%.
What is it on? Amazon or?
It'll be on Amazon on the 23rd.
Right.
Yep.
When you're hearing this, you can watch it on Amazon.
Yeah. So, because you watched the first Borat on Amazon too, right?
Yeah. The first. Yeah. Do yourself a favor.
Just watch them back to back.
Make it a Borat night. It's 3 hours. If you got 3 hours that you can kill, go ahead and watch both of them.
Yep, they're fun. All right, that's it for us for Borat 2. So check that out. Again, it's on Amazon Prime, and we will see you guys next time.
See you.
Take it easy.
Bye.
You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.